so very cold. I don't know why you've been so damn cold. I wanna talk to you, but you won't talk to me. I wonder, should I leave? Things have changed, haven't they, my friend? Nothing stays the same, it all changes in the end. But can we just pretend, oh let us just pretend, that you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, America, do you still love me? Oh, we used to be the very best of friends. Our futures were so bright way back then. We could do most anything, anything at all. Where did we go wrong? Oh, America, do you still love me?
Hey, no worries. That's awesome, Brendan. Good to see you, brother. How you doing, man?
America.
And Rooster Bat, dude, long time, amigo. How you been? Okay, yeah, that's great. I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing exceptionally well. Thank you, man. I've got a new podcast, and so that's been exciting. I've got a new album that's going to be dropping next month. That's exciting. I've got a new book, book number 8 that was just funded of the songbook. So that's exciting. So yeah, so a lot of cool stuff has been happening in the Get Set Go camp. None of it bringing in thousands of dollars, but actually that's not so. It is bringing it's not bringing in retirement money, but it is bringing in pay the bills money. So, all right. So let's see. And so if you guys don't know, Brendan is making a song a week. Is actually he's a the pod. It's not officially out. So the only place you can actually find it is on my Discord. I've got the first 3 episodes are out. I'm gonna complete 4 episodes just to make sure that the idea has legs. Yeah, but it's called Hesitation Cuts, the podcast. It's actually called just Hesitation Cuts. But yeah, if you hold on, Moppet, I haven't turned on that bot. But crap. I just turned on the wrong. I just fired up another version of OBS, Streamlabs OBS, which is awesome. You know, like it's great. I want to have as many things screaming for the attention of my microphone and my camera as possible. You know, it makes computers work exceptionally well when there's a lot of things clamoring for that attention. There you go. No, okay, no, yes, that, okay, good. Okay, there we go. That wasn't too bad. So, yeah, and that's the Discord. So, but yeah, so it's actually you can find the podcast in the Hesitation Cuts, the podcast channel. You have to scroll up a little bit because there's been conversation since, but I've posted episodes 1, 2, and 3. The episodes are going to change a little bit. Each episode, I now that I've had a chance to live with them for a little while, I realized that there are, and now that I'm getting better at understanding how the narrative works and how I want this song to integrate and stuff like that, I realize that there are little turns of phrase and little points I can make and little things I can do to help make the whole podcast itself feel a little bit more cohesive. Even though, I mean, by the time I get to episode 3, I think it feels a lot more cohesive. And I think I've made a lot of changes along the way. So anyway, so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna streamline the first 3 episodes, just make sure that they're all, and then I'm gonna start on episode 4 next week. Right now, I'm working on the next Get Set Go songbook, so I've been working on that all week, and yeah, man, it's been exciting. Yeah, just all sorts of fun stuff. So let me see, why is the capo on 7? What I haven't? Oh yeah, I played Kick It last night. That's right. Okay. Well, let's get my fingers limbered up. And I haven't had a chance. So I've been running around with. I'll give it a listen. Oh yeah. Oh good. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think it's pretty awesome. You know, I think it's pretty awesome, and I think with these new changes I'm going to be making, I think it's going to be super strong. I mean, you know, like, you know, anyway, but that's just my thinking. But who knows? But I think it's got all the right elements. It's just a matter of putting them together. Oh, hold on. There we go. Look at that. I was like, why does it sound so loud in here? Because I had the fan on. Okay. This is like the, when you're at a rock and roll show and there's, and all the equipment's set up and no one's walked, you know, and no one's walked out and you've never seen the band before, but you're really excited to see him for the very first time. And somebody walks out and you're like, is that a member of the band? And they sit up and they pick up the guitar and you're like, oh, that's so-and-so. That's got to be somebody from the band. And then they just tune the guitars. And you're like, oh, no. Or maybe, I can't tell. And then sometimes it is a member of the band and they're just tuning up the guitar so they can play. And other times you're like, oh, no, it's just a guitar tech. Great. Okay, good. All right, so let's do this one. I haven't done this song in a little while. Down I dig myself a little deeper than before. Let me bring up the lyrics. I just realized that I'm already conflating verses. That's the problem with having 500 songs in your playable catalog, is that you forget songs that you've played 100 times. I've probably played this more than 100 times. Down to dig myself a little deeper than before. I'm digging deeper than I've ever been. So much deeper, I am sure I'm going down. I'm digging down. I'm going down. Down past all the skeletons that once had things to say. I'm going deeper than the deepest bones. I'm digging past their graves. I'm going down. I'm digging down. I'm going down. I'm so deep, no one can follow me. Well, the sights I'd see if only I could see. There I go, into the deep. There I go, into the deep. There I go, there I go. Down a dig even deeper still, I don't know where I am. I'm digging deeper than I've ever been, as deep as any man has ever gone. I must stay strong, I'm going down. I'm so deep, no one can follow me. Or the sights I'd see if only I could see. There I go, into the deep. There I go, into the deep. There I go, there I go. That would be such a celebration if I make it home alive. But home, well, home is where the heart is, and my heart has surely died. Oh, it has died. Yeah, it is dead. That's tonic. Down to dig myself a little deeper I must go. I am digging now because digging is the only thing I know. I'm going down. I'm digging down. I'm going down. I'm digging down. I'm going down. I'm digging down into the deep. Chronic Existential Crisis. That is awesome. You know, actually, it's really absolutely funny for me. Like, that is the exact purpose that I write my music. Like, or the way I actually, that's not so. The way I construct my albums is specifically for long road trips, because I put them together because that's where that's the place where I most appreciate music, is when I when I work on when I finish a new album, right? When the album is done, and I want to listen to it, I want to just listen to the whole record as a whole. I've got it all sequenced and I've got it mixed and mastered, and I will put it on the car, and then I'll just drive until it's over, you know? And I don't even drive with a purpose in mind. I just go, because there's something about being in the car where your body is occupied, but your head is just available, just like, and you're surrounded by the music, you know, like it's just coming at you from everywhere. Like, yeah, it's my favorite place. It's just the perfect place to listen to music. And that's awesome. So thank you. Thank you for that, Chronic Existential Crisis. That is awesome. So yeah, that's great. That's a great way to start off the stream is to hear that. So, okay, so let me see. So so I'm taking requests, and I'm just gonna play whatever kind of like whatever strikes my fancy. If you have a song you really want to hear, just throw it out. Like so, if you're in my Twitch audience, you can type in !SR, and which stands for song request, and then add a space, and then type in the name of any one of my songs. And it should pop up, and I should be able to play it. There are a couple songs in my oeuvre that I can't do, or you can do that. You can do ! Random, and it will bring up It'll bring up songs. But there are like 2 or 3 songs in my entire oeuvre that I can't play. One is Jesus Christ Wore Leather, because that one has a like that. I have to play that while also playing and singing other things that don't cadence comfortably over it. So they should. I just need to practice it a lot more, and I don't, you know. And so but otherwise I should be able to play even my more complicated sounding songs. I've got them all down except for that one. But all right, I can do We're Both Fucked Up, and then and then I can definitely do for Lil Moppet, Drink Up My Love. So this is a song called We're Both Fucked Up. This is off of my 2016 release called Death and Taxes, period, mostly taxes. And I like this one. In retrospect, in hindsight, I would have changed. I would have either had the ending modulate, or I would have thrown just a little separation. There are some things I would change in the song. But however, the reason why I don't change my songs after they've been introduced in an album version, or the reason why I don't change them substantially, or like, is because I want to always maintain a record of kind of where I came from, you know. And so I even have songs. I have songs that I play. That I wrote way back in the early 90s, or in the mid 90s, when I first really started taking music seriously, that I played with like really terrible chord voicings or really terrible chord shapes, because I just didn't know. And I still play them with those same chord shapes or the same chord voicings, because I want to make sure that that I myself am a living historical testament to my progress as a musician, you know. So it's silly, it's stupid, but it's what I do. So Wait, no, hold on. Hey, Aldo, hey, brother, how you doing, man? And Lenina, great to see you. Awesome, you guys. I'm so excited to see. And thank you both for being here yesterday. It was a ton of fun, and thank you for the donations and just the constant, like, it's always fun to do an hour-long show. Just because it's like concentrated enthusiasm. It just makes it super fun. Whereas this is more like, oh, I'm sorry, I just walked into a much larger room. This is more like, my practice. Yeah. I know I'd disappear for days at a time. Sure, my body's here, but I retreat to the confines of my mind. No, you've disappeared, you're just good at that too. And so we're both invisible, hiding from the things we need to do. And we don't get them done, and we just put them off. We wait and hope that if we wait long enough, something's gonna change, something's gonna give. But lover, don't you know, this is just no way to live. This is no way to live. There we go. But I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, but what else can we do? And I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, so what else can we do? Oh, what else can we do? So we coast along, it's like we're just standing still. The problem with coasting is we most certainly going downhill. And every day we want to make a change. But the things we need to change just seem so goddamn far away. And we don't get them done, and we just put them off. We wait and hope that if we wait long enough, something's gonna change, something's gonna give. But lover, don't you know, this is just no way to live. This is no way to live. But I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, but what else can we do? And I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, but what else can we do? Oh, what else can we do? Oh, and I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, but what else can we do? And I love you, and sure we're both fucked up, but what else can we do? Oh, what else can we do? Yeah, that's thank you, Lee. I played that one recently. I don't know why I had trouble with the cadence of some of those lyrics, but whatever. It's this. I did not pick up the instrument today because I spent all day working on working on my 8th songbook. So I've got, if you see right back there between the two chess pieces, the two oversized chess pieces, there are 7 songbooks. Each one is kind of dedicated to an album of mine, and they're sort of super limited edition. I only print up 125 of them. And they're based on so far I've got 7 based on 6 of my albums, because one of them is 2 of the books are dedicated to Hesitation Cuts, my 2019 release, which was a 45-song album. So that one is split up into 2 books, so that way, because I want them to all look like actual physical CDs. Like here's one of the books. So I'm working on, book number 8 was just financed. via Kickstarter. And so this week I've been spending the whole week writing that, and it's been awesome, and it's been really fun. But oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. You can check it out right there. Thank you, Isabella. All right, so that was a song called "We're Both Fucked Up," and then I'm gonna go straight from that one to an a cappella song. This song. So I keep intending to sit down. You know, actually, really, what I should do is I should figure out how to play this song on the piano. You may drink up, drink up, oh. You may drink up all the jam. You may drink up all. Now, you may drink up all the Jameson. Anyway, yeah, I keep doing this every single time. I keep thinking, oh, it's a really simple melody. I'll just be able to figure out real fast. No, I'm not. Like, I just need to sit down. I just need to sit down with it for an hour to learn how to play the melody. Like, the melody repeats. It's really easy. Like, but I just haven't done it, so I apologize. So this one, I'll accompany this one with a tambourine. There you go. Yeah. So you might drink about the Jameson and okay, do. You might do. You might drink up all the Jameson and I up all the beer. But there's one cup that will never drain, and that's our love, my dear. So drink up, my love, or drink your fill, or drink until you're drunk. 'Cause it's just no high that's higher than the ambrosia of our love. Let's forget all our cares. Let's put down our bloody knives. Let's drink up another cup and toast the love of our lives. Your temper may turn fiery, and in it I may burn. But there's one thing that will never burn, and that's I love you learn. So when I've earned your ire, dear, and when I've brought down your wrath, I hope the love that lives in you will bring your loving back. Let's forget all our cares. Let's put down our bloody knives. Let's drink up another cup and toast the love of our lives. Let's forget all our cares. Let's put down our bloody knives. Let's drink up another cup and toast the love of our lives. Thank you. Yeah, you know, it's really funny. I think about my music career, you know, like I really do. I feel like if I can just keep on keeping on, you know, like because there are now people with multiple generations that kind of grew up as Get Set Go. Like there are people that discovered Get Set Go as teenagers 20 years ago that now have kids, and those kids grew up with Get Set Go. So my hope is that at some point in time, that I can reach a tipping point where I can play any major city in the United States and bring out 50 people. You know, like there are some towns where I can do that, but for the most part, I can bring between 3 and 10. You know, sometimes 30, but mostly between like 3 and 10. So. But my hope is I can get to the point where I can bring out like 50 people, and then I can do and it would be really fun. It would be really fun to be able to sing that song, to just get everybody singing along, and just because it's a drinking song, you know, and it would be fun to be able to like get people to do call and answer kind of stuff about, you know, like, so anyway, so that's those are like later life goals for me. Like I wouldn't mind really kind of hitting my stride in my 70s, you know, or my late 60s, and being like a Charles Bukowski, like going, you know, like that's me finally getting my just desserts after fucking busting my hump, like, you know, and be like, oh great, you know, like that's okay. I could see that, and then going and playing little shows where just I walk, you know, I bring my guitar, I walk somewhere nearby. That's the place I play. I just do a residency at one place right near my place. I do it here, and people, you know, I don't know. But yeah, you know, maybe technology gets to the point where I can literally have we can have people singing along, and their voices get thrown in. Like I can set a volume threshold to people singing along, so people can interject and sing along and interject their own voices, and it doesn't overwhelm my version, but they can, So we'll see. I don't know. That'd be fun. But this is where my head takes me when I wax poetic about the future of my career. Let's see. It's funny because I've scaled that down. It used to be that I was like, hey man, if I could just get to a point where I had 300 people showing up, yeah. Wouldn't that be great? But it would be nice. It'd be nice if there was an app that just did it automatically, right? So like what I could do is I could click somebody as a regular. So I could be like, okay, you're a regular in the stream, and so therefore you have a voice. Like I will allow you to interject, so that way you can applaud and you can cheer and you can scream out and you can sing along, and then basically and then my thinking is that the app would just automatically regulate the volume to make sure that it stays kind of like at max, like a crowd volume at a live show. I think that would be, wouldn't that be great? Yeah. So I think the technology is probably available right now. I think that technology probably does exist right now. I just think that no one's built it, and and I don't. But anyway, and that's not what I want to do with my life. I mean, maybe, but no. Okay, all right. So those are the two songs in my request queue. Are there any other requests? Otherwise, I will populate this entire stream with just all the new material because I have so many new songs. I've got 130 new songs. Judy Pamplona. Wow. All right. I was talking about this one today. So let's see. How does the Judy Pamplona, how does it go? Yeah, I always wondered, did Paper Cat like find a way to prioritize like favorite songs or something like that? Because it seems to have really excellent taste in my music for the most part. Judy Pamplona. Let's do hesitation cuts. Let's just listen to this one real quick. So because I think that's how it goes. I think that's how it goes. Judy Pamplona is right. It's a big record. It's off my 45. There it is. It's track number 19. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Oh really? Oh, that's great. that's awesome. That's great. Judy married a Mexican boy when she was just 18. She was 16 weeks along into her first pregnancy. They were married on Saturday in June of 2003. She had never been happier. It was a glorious ceremony. So she watched her Mexican boy grow into a man. He worked hard for his family, doing all he can. But the money never seems to stretch, it just doesn't cover the bills. And so he works more hours and even more hours still. And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice. And the children just don't understand. It's a matter of word. Her husband lost his job after he got hurt. He was now stuck in bed, so Judy went back to work. Judy made significantly less than her husband had. So they had to make some cuts, they had to cut stuff back. And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice. And the children just don't understand. It's a matter world. We'll always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. And so they've learned to sacrifice. They've given up on all things nice. And the children just don't understand. It's a matter world. I'm sorry to hear it, Isabella, but then and thank you, Aldo Dole. Yeah, I do like that. I do like Holes in My Skull. And if you don't get what he was saying, this is a song I actually wrote. I actually had an accident. I was hit from behind while I was riding my electric scooter back from a bar. I was hit from behind and I was left in a pool of my own blood by the person that hit me, but then fortunately I was found not too shortly afterwards by somebody that pulled over and called the paramedics, and I was taken to the hospital. Apparently I don't recall this, but apparently I was awake and aware and conversational. Hey, Paper Cat, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. So I was awake and aware and conversational, and and apparently I was cracking jokes. And yeah, Greg Abbott, yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, Greg Abbott was because I live right down I live in Texas, in Austin, Texas. I live literally 2 miles from the Capitol building. It's straight down my street. So, I live right off of Congress, but I walk down my street about 500 yards, and then I make a right, and literally the Capitol is right there. So what I think is, yeah, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, actually hit me from behind. Because what happened was I was found in a pool of my own blood. I ended up in the hospital. I ended up intubated. The hospital forgave a lot of the debt. And then suddenly there was all sorts of protective stuff put up on my street. Like now there's a bike lane, and the bike lane is protected by pylons. It's literally like, so I think that what happened was Greg Abbott. And no one saw it. The cops didn't report it as a crime, even though they do admit that I was hit. I was hit by a car. I was left for dead, but the cops don't consider it a crime. Oh wait, but I am Mexican, so I do have Mexican antecedents. So maybe that's what it is. He's like, fuck it, it's Texas. But anyway, but I wrote this song, and it's a fun song. It's called "Holes in My Skull," and it's about that experience. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. The blood poured around my head, but I didn't know my brain was taking time off. I don't remember at all, but my heart shoved my blood out the holes in my skull. Out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 oh. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. I simply turned myself off, had no truck with the soul. One moment I was here, and the next moment no. But my heart pushed my blood out the holes in my skull. Out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 oh. I know without a doubt that when I'm done and when I'm through, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I do. I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I do. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. The blood leaked from my head in dark poolings of gore. One moment I was, and the next moment no. But my heart shoved my blood out the holes in my skull. Out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 oh. Out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 oh. Out the holes in my skull. Oh, 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 oh. I don't know, without a doubt, that when I'm done and when I'm through, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I do. I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I simply turn off, I do. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. I spent 10 minutes dead on the side of the road. Hey, hell yeah. So, yeah, man, so that's a true story. And that was a pretty harrowing experience, but the good thing was I was suffering from a concussion, so I didn't really fully feel the impact of it. For the first 3 weeks of my recovery, my brain was addled, and so I was like, it was crazy. I got stuff done, which is nuts. Like I knew that I had a brain issue, so I just made a list of things I needed to do. Like the doctor was like, okay, we'll do all this stuff. And I was like, okay. So I just made a list. And then when I got home, I looked at the list and I'm like, all right. And I just started doing I can show you, it's crazy. I will show you how bizarrely crazy this whole experience was. So I'm going to go to, so this is my walking. So I was walking at this point in time. I was walking, let me see. I was walking 25,000 steps a day, which is about 25,000 steps is about 10 miles. So I was walking 10 miles a day, and the day, and so the that day, I don't know if you can see here, but there's 25,720 or 376 steps. So I walked that, so I'm like, all right, there you go. And then I go out to meet up with some friends, and I get hit by the car. And then and I spent that whole day in the hospital. I ended up getting 1,000 steps. I don't know where I got the 1,000. Oh no, so I got 1,000 steps, because I was out till 2 a.m. So I was walking. Like I rode my scooter over. I don't know how I got 1,000 steps that day, but I got hit by the car at 2 a.m. And then I stayed in the hospital for a full 24 hours. Then when I got back the very next day, I got discharged. I got discharged in the morning the very next day, and then I still got like 8,500 steps. And then, I don't know if you can see this, so that's the very next day, so 8,500 steps. And then the day after that, I was back up to like 13,000 steps. So like, I just very quickly, because I was like, well, this is what I have to do. Like obviously my body is in serious distress, and I just need to work it out, and my brain is in serious distress. So I just need to do these things. And so I just put together this whole regimen of doing stuff, and that's what I did, I know it's crazy. It's so crazy that I, rather than just being like, oh, I should just stop and rest and let my body heal, I was like, nope, but and it was, and it really was, it was. And it's so funny because I would have conversations with people. Like I would make notes like, oh, I need to call this person. And I would talk to them, and then I'd call them up, and I'd be like, "Oh, hey, man, I just wanted to talk to you about this." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Oh, remember, I said I was going to call you about this thing." And they're like, "Dude, we talked about this like 2 days ago." And I was like, "Oh shit, you're right. I'm so sorry. I had a brain injury, and I did not remember that until you brought it up right now. And we said this, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that's right. I forgot that we actually had this conversation. Sorry." So for those 3 weeks, my cyborg conspiracy theory still, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, it could be, man, it really could be Retro Roadshow, because it was just nuts, man. Yeah. I mean, I do think, Lenina, for me, it really was like, a whole part of me is very much I'm deathly afraid of dying. I'm deathly afraid of aging. I'm deathly afraid of of losing facility. Having spent having spent my life trying to master things that have taken me years and years to get even decent at. I live in just abject terror of losing that capacity. So every single time, every bleep loop, every single time I've had a significant trauma, the stroke, the accident, there have been other moments where that have pulled me out of what I do normally, and I've had deaths in my family, where I was suddenly, for a few days, I couldn't focus on what I normally do. And I would then get back to what I normally do and would be lose my mind. I'd have to do it extra, just to make up for lost time. I feel anyway, it's just, so I think for me, it's just a big process of just holding on so tightly to the things that I've managed to achieve. I don't know, but that's I've been spending a lot of time contemplating that, because I'm trying to understand. The thing is because now that I've got Isabella here, I can't work 80 to 100 hours a week the way I have eventually gotten myself to. During the hesitation cuts period, I was literally working from the moment I got up in the morning to the moment I went to bed at night. I would get up and I'd make some coffee and I'd sit down and I just work on the record, and literally until I would get up. I mean, I'd take a break to eat some lunch or maybe eat dinner, but I'd eat once a day, and then that was it, And so, and now with Isabella here, I'm like I can't do that. I have this tendency to kind of just lean into the manic part of me, because it prevents me from falling into the dark, the darker aspects of my I do have a serious penchant for self-destruction, and so as long as I've got something new and shiny to occupy my brain, it makes it very easy for me to keep myself from wanting to turn off. Okay, let's do some more. Let's do some more music. What do we want to do? What's the song that I haven't played in a long time that I really like? Oh no, I've played that one relatively recently. Let me think of some other really. Here, no, actually, Bill brought this one up. I haven't played this one in a little while, I don't think. Okay. Once when I was a boy of about 9 or 10, I fell in love with the girl who lived next door. Every day after school, she would wait by a fence, and we would play till her parents got home, and she would sing this song. It still gives me shivers. Hey, Insomniac. Mommy doesn't love me and Daddy doesn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Mommy doesn't love me and Daddy doesn't want me, but I'm a child of God. There used to be this kindly old man who'd make us hot cocoa while we sat in his lap, and he made us sing the song that you sing, the song that I still hear every day. And she would sing this song, it still gives me shivers. That's not right. Yeah. Mommy doesn't love me and Daddy doesn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Mommy doesn't love me and Daddy doesn't want me, but I'm a child of God. one day, she asked me to wait. She asked me to meet her at the top of the hill. And so I went, hoping to spend some time with the girl that I love. But she never showed. No, she never arrived. For this was the day that she died. Mommy didn't love me and Daddy didn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Mommy didn't love me and Daddy didn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Every day for a year that we lived in that house, I would hear her singing in the middle of the night. And I know that I should have been very afraid, but I love the sound of her voice. And she would sing to me. Now I've been set free. Here's my song I sing for you. Mommy doesn't love me and Daddy didn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Mommy didn't love me and Daddy didn't want me, but I'm a child of God. Mommy didn't love me. Daddy didn't want me. Mommy didn't love me. Daddy didn't want me. So yeah, let's talk about that song for just a second, because it's crazy. In fact, so that song, the reason why I played that song was today, Bill Whites, who might actually be watching here on Facebook, but he was talking about that song. So I have asked people that listen to my podcast to reach out via my podcast email and let me know what some of their favorite, let me know a song that really moved them or resonated with them and explain why. And then I would ask them to put together a little audio clip and then send it to me, and I will build it into the podcast. And then what I'll do is I'll say oh, this is one of the messages I received, and then in a future episode I will work that song into the episode, and I'll also mention, and this is now the thing though. So and that's awesome, Amanita. That's great. But it's crazy. So that song it works on a million different levels, and that's very intentional, right? So what I wanted to do was I wanted to write a horror song, HORROR, horror song, right? So, but I realized that horror works best when you only intimate the darkness and you let people's brains come up with what they think the darkness is. So what I did is I had a story about two 10-year-old kids, a boy and a girl. They meet and he develops a crush on her, and they're friends, and they have some kind of questionable moments, and I'll explain that in just a second. And then she dies, and yet he still hears her, and she sings this song all the time. It's just like a song that she regularly sings, as kids want to do. And she sings this song, and then when she dies, he still hears her singing the song to him even after she's dead. So that was the original premise of the song. And then what happened was, as I started working on it, I realized that I could add a whole bunch more potentially dark stuff, right? So what I did is I intimate. So there's a moment, So then there's the old man, and he sits on, and so the lyrics are it's a there used to be this kindly old man who'd make us hot cocoa while we sat on his lap. So here we are. So this old man, this kindly old man, and he'd stroke her face while she sang this song. So the idea. So for me, yeah. See, and that was exactly it, Grace. So that's what I did. Is I left. So for my interpretation of all this song, all of the worst possible interpretations that you could come up with were what I wanted. I wanted to make sure I didn't betray those, but at the same time, I also wanted to leave a lot of room for people to interpret it, and which is really funny. So I do have a bunch of people. That listen to the song that were like, "Oh, this is a really beautiful. It's a beautiful song it's about two kids and an unrequited love, And I wanted to make sure that there were no lyrics that betrayed that perspective. So it kind of met everybody where they wanted to hear the song, But actually, some people had some really amazing interpretations, because somebody was like, what about if the girl doesn't even exist? What about if it's the boy that's being abused? What if the boy is being abused by what if the boy is being abused by the old man? And maybe the old man, and maybe the mom and dad are completely unaware, and maybe the girl is just a figment of his imagination that he's created to basically endure the abuse that he's going through, And I'm like, that's fucking amazing, and the song doesn't betray that perspective. I know, yes, and that's so cool. So it works on all of these different levels, and the reason why it works on all those different levels is I don't fill in any of the blanks. I give some suggestions, and then I leave it, and so the idea was, I wanted to leave the whole. Yeah, I wanted to leave the whole, the whole idea. I wanted to populate it with kind of H.P. Lovecraft style possibility without actually spelling anything out, other than the fact that she dies, other than the fact that she sings a song. So, yes. He made hot cocoa while they set us up. Yes, that is very, that's, oh, awesome. Well, that's great, Amanita. So that's and in fact, and I think that's going to be. I was thinking about that because I do want to do an episode of the podcast where I talk about the storytelling components of my music. But I think what I'd prefer to do. Is focus on different songs, and I think instead with Child of God, I want to focus on the songs where I leave a lot of stuff up, like there's a lot of subtext, and there's a lot of potential subtext, because what I don't want to, like, what I try to do with my songs that do tell, into my estimation, darker or deeper stories, I try not to spell out. Which is really funny, because I was talking with a buddy of mine who's a successful podcaster, and he was saying when you do podcasts, you don't want to have a lot of subtext. You want to very much spell out exactly what you're talking about, because most people, when they listen to podcasts, they're doing other things, and they don't have the capacity to really dig deeply into what's going. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. Like, that's the art I make is all subtext. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call attention to, these are some possible interpretations of what's going on in the song. They're not the only interpretations, but this is the subtext I built in. So let me spell it out for you, and then you can let your imagination run wild. So that reminds me, I need to listen to more episodes. Thank you, great. And really, man, depending on when you listen to the first one, it might have changed really substantially, because in fact, that's why I got the first episode out to people, and then the second episode, now the third episode, is because I wanted to get feedback. And now that I've gotten feedback, I've added new elements, and I've changed things, and so the thing has evolved. And even so, I'm still going to go back, and I'm still going to change the first and the second episode, and I might even make some changes on the third because I feel that they could be even a little bit tighter. I feel like they could be a little bit more cohesive, so that each story and each song rolls into each other a little bit more smoothly and feels a little bit more cohesive. So that's the thinking. That's what I think I'm going to do. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this, the podcast, because it allows me to contextualize the music in a way that I don't think I've been able to do. I mean, I've been able to do it here on this stream, but I don't think I've been able to do it in a way where I could be like, oh, let me explain this to you, and then let me give you a perfect rendition of this song. And that's what I can do in the podcast. I can be like, here, let me set this up. Here's a perfect rendition. In the middle of the song, let me give you a little interjection, a little perspective, and then coming out of it, let's talk about it. I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really excited about that. So, all right, so this is the podcast. The podcast is in my Discord, Insomniac. It's under the Hesitation Cuts, Hesitation Cuts, the podcast channel on my Discord. Oh yeah, okay. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in just a second, Paper Cat. I kind of want to make sure that because there are a number of, and I'm sorry because I know it's late for you and I don't want to keep you up over long, man. But I know there are a number of folk that are in this stream with enough frequency that I just want to get their feedback, because I love streaming 5 days a week because it allows me to stay on top of my enormous catalog. It keeps my guitar playing in shape. It keeps my piano playing in shape. But now that I'm doing the podcast, and I have an idea for another podcast right after I'm done with the season 1 of this, I'm going to start the other podcast. I'm also planning on doing all of the studio demos. I'm planning on taking all 130 songs that I've gotten, and I don't know if I'm going to do all of them as studio. I don't know if I'm going to throw in drums and bass and piano and shaker and tambourine on all of them, but I think I'm going to try. Because I just never know. Sometimes when I sit down with a song and I just add a little element, a little guitar line or a little piano or something, suddenly this song takes on a whole new life for me, And so I just don't know, And so I've got 130 songs. So I've just laid out an enormous amount of work for me. But I still want to live stream. I still want to hang out with you guys. I still want to do this. But I don't know if I've got the time to do it all in the same way I've been doing it, because it's killing me. Because I've been putting in 70 and 80 hour work weeks since I started working on the podcast. So, thank you, Insomniac. Thank you, man. Okay, so we'll talk about that because I do have some ideas of what I might want to do for the schedule, but we'll have to see some. How does this go? Bound to Break. I haven't played this song in a long time. I do like this song a lot. It was one of my favorites from this album, but I don't. Bound to Break. Here, let me go here. Complete, Get Set, Go, and then song This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and it's song number 3. Here we go. Okay, all right. All right. Bum bum ba da da 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 bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum ba da da bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum ba dum. She's so sick of trying, she don't wanna try no more. She's done with silly boys and all the ways they try to score. Love is for the fools and idiots who think they're sure. Sure, the sex is fun, but he was hoping she would stay. She's got a 3-day turnaround and then she's on her way. He's not saying let's get married, but can't they simply date? And that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to break underneath the weight of all the loneliness. Bum ba da 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 bum bum ba da 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 bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba dum ba dum. The last time she was in love was back in middle school. Ever since those days she's followed just one basic rule: you gotta live defensively or you'll find yourself made the fool. He's been with 13 girls this year, a fact that makes him proud. But he's never gone a month with one, he's never been allowed to call a girl his girlfriend, and that just gets him down. And that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to break underneath the weight of all the loneliness. And that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to break underneath the weight of all the loneliness. Ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da ba 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 da ba-da, 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 ba-ba, ba-ba-da. And that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to break underneath the weight of all the loneliness. And that's why they want to say, oh, that we're bound to break underneath the weight of all the loneliness. Yeah, so something like that. That one's a kind of a tough one to pull off with just one guitar, but yeah, but that's a song called "Bound to Break." I like that one. I haven't played that one in months and months and months, but and this is another one I haven't played. I think the last time I played this one was it was requested by Isabella. Let me listen to this one again as well, because there's a little lead that I can. This is a song called "Something for Nothing." That's right. All right. Hey, thank you, Lenina. Thank you, Paper Cat. Thank you, Insomniac. So you say you want something for nothing. Don't you know that will never be so? 'Cause nothing's for nothing, not ever. And hoping just won't make it so. Yet you cry out, it's not fair. 'Cause there's some guy over there that says that he got something for nothing. Or he paid something, or that something's worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. So you say you want something for nothing. 'Cause nothing is all that you own. But no one's got nothing, not ever. So long as there's fight in your bones. And when you cry out, it's not fair. 'Cause that guy right over there, he says that he got something for nothing. But he paid something, oh, that something's worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. Worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at all. It's worth nothing at. It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing at. It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing at all. There you go. So a lot of my spellings of stuff are sort of like the Americanized, bastardized versions of them. So I don't use any umlauts or accents like there's lots of like occasionally I will use Spanish words or like like ole or stuff like that. I'll use and they don't exist in the actual lyrics. And again, I apologize. I'm a dirty, shitty American, but it's the way it's the way that American English is spoken. We give no fucks about other languages or pronouncing them correctly. Or sometimes what we'll do is we'll take what's the word, Isabella? What's the word it's a French word, but it's a French word. It's not. It suggests that it's pronounced with like an A, like it's an AUT or something like that. What is it? What's the word, sweetheart? And I say it with a French pronunciation, except for the fact that it's not pronounced that way in actual French. But that's the way all Americans pronounce it. What is it? What is it? She's probably. Are you awake, sweetheart? She might be asleep. But yeah, anyway. So I just I just kind of go with the way that I've encountered things being spoken in in sort of like the regular American lexicon. So or a regular American pronunciation. All right. So I haven't played this one in. I don't remember. It's a pretty common word, Elix. It's a pretty common word, and we were talking about it, and I like sobriquet, like sobriquet's one. Sobriquet it can also be pronounced sobriquet, but in English it can be pronounced either way. And I was first introduced to it as sobriquet, and so and it works both ways. But there is another word, and I don't remember, and it has to do with food, and she and I have talked about it. I think it has to do with food, and I would use it occasionally. It's not aperitif. Soup. It's not soupçon. But it's something. It's not. But it's something in. No, not bon appetit. Hey, where am I? How you doing, man? Oh, hey, heck yeah, Turtle Days, hell yeah, good to see everybody. Hell yeah, welcome, hey, I love you guys. I wish I could be there, man. I'm excited. That's great. That's awesome. How are things going? No, it's not baguette. It might come to me. But well, I think Isabella might know because she will correct me on it, and I'm like, but that's the way all Americans pronounce it, and it's like I don't remember. I don't it's just a food. It's a food item. And it is something. It's something that I use often, like aperitif. Like I'll be like, oh, do you want like a little aperitif? Like I will say that. Like I use it. It's part of my regular. It's part of my regular lexicon, and it's a French word. Oh, that's awesome! Hell yeah, that's great, Captain. Hell yeah, B. Coford, good to see you, brother. WK, Will, good to see you, man. Captain Jack, good to see you, brother. Jassy Girl, Poodle Budget, hell yeah, that's so. Hey everybody, that's so great. That's awesome. I'm bummed that I can't be there. All right, so this is a song called "Let Me Get My Gun." How does this go? Let me listen to this one too. This is a song I haven't played in a long time. Let Me Get My Gun. This is also off of my 2019. Oh yeah. That's right. That's. I knew there's something that's like a little figure. Ba-ba-dum-ba. Ba-ba-dum-ba. Gonna buy myself a gun today to protect me from the people with the guns. Gonna get myself something big with the mighty kick, a brand new shiny gun. Gonna train myself to shoot today so I can shoot better than anyone. Let me get my gun. There we go, that's right. Gonna buy myself a gun today to protect me from the people with the guns. Gonna fill my house with rounds and rounds, 1,000 rounds, a round for everyone. Gonna keep myself on high alert, cause I have learned that it can be anyone. Let me get my gun, and then I will finally be safe. Everything I am afraid of, and then I will finally be free. Then I will finally be free. Hooray for me. There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba. No, it's not Honduras either. Gonna get myself a gun today to protect me from the liars and the thieves. Gonna shoot my gun with diligence till I can hit anything I see. Gonna learn to love my gun because my gun, you see, oh, it sets me free. Let me get my gun, and then I will finally be safe from everything I am afraid of. And then I will finally be free. Hooray for me. Oh, I just wanna feel safe. I just wanna feel safe. Safe and sound. Ba-ba-dum-ba. Ba-ba-dum-ba. Gonna buy myself a gun today to protect me from the people with the guns. Gonna buy myself a gun today to protect me from the people with the guns. Gonna buy myself a gun today to protect me from the people with the guns. Let me get my gun. Let me now. Okay, so let me go. Let's go see if we can wake up Isabella, because this is. Give me 1 second. I will play your song in just a second. Gray. I just hear Isabella. So she's probably falling asleep. Give me 1 second. One second, sweetheart. Sweetheart. What's the word that I constantly mispronounce in French, but it's not pronounced that way in American English? It's like it's like I'll say it like it's like so cat. There's a word that you correct me for. Last week we were in the car, and you're like, it's not pronounced like that, and I was like, well, yeah, I know, but because we're talking about it in the stream. What's that? Well, but you're not. You're not. And so I've been asking you, and so. What? No. Oh, is it coup de? Do I say coup de grace? I do say coup de grace. Okay. Yeah, all right, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. No, it's coup de grace. Okay. Yeah. It's coup de grace. It's coup de grace. Yes, no, so yeah, coup de, yeah, so coup de grace, so yeah, so it's actually pronounced in French is pronounced coup de grace, and but in American English we call it coup de grace, you know.
But there are others too.
There are others, yes, she's right, and so yeah, so there you go. Yeah. So, but yes, and there, yeah, she apparently gets very upset with me every time I butcher French, and I'm like, but no worries. Isabella, do you see Elix is saying it is pronounced coup de grace in French?
No, I think that's an English pronunciation of the French word.
It's so, and Isabella says she thinks it's an English pronunciation of the French word. And the thing is, and I know, and Isabella speaks fluent French. So, but she speaks fluent. What kind of French do you? Because you don't speak fluent Quebecois, right?
What?
You don't like the thing is what kind of French do you speak? You speak Italian, Italian taught French, right? Yeah, so because Elix says he's spoken Canadian French since he entered kindergarten,
Yeah,
and
but it's not, no, French, like from France, is like,
French from France. She
it has like
she says.
pronunciations that like follow rules and like,
The pronunciations that follow rules is what she's saying, and she's saying that we don't know what the hell we're talking about. And then yeah,
I can like type the alphabet, like the phonetic alphabet.
okay, so
Pronounced like this.
so I do have to say Isabella. So Isabella does she? I mean, this is what she has a master's degree. And so yeah, so she's pronounced. So she is spelling it in her phonetic. Like, so she does, this is what she studied. So I'm not going to like refute her. I'm not refuting her, but I'm saying, yeah. Parisian French and Canadian French are quite different in pronunciation. Yeah. So the thing is, and it could very well be that the coup de grace that I know could actually be heavily influenced by obviously the Canadian, because like we have neighbors to the north that speak French that regularly interact with Americans. So,
I also found this pronunciation, but it says hyperforeign.
Hyper foreign. Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. So there's the coup de grace. Yeah.
From France is the first one that I
Fox. Hey, I do. That's awesome. Fox is in here. Okay. Here. Wait, here. So let's do this one. Okay. That's So yeah, that's very funny. They say your life flashes right before your eyes, just before you die, it's true. And this is it, it's happening right now, it's flashing right in front of you. Have you had the time of your life? For this is a time of your life. Each decision that you make creates another you that went a different way. And in some other place, there's another me that did it all okay. Another universe's perfect me. And I'm just a very flawed copy.
Ever since I started working, every single day of my life has been worse than the day before it. So that means that every single day that you see me, that's on the worst day of my life.
The things I do are a mystery to me. It's a miracle I breathe at all. I wanna live, or at least I think I do, but most every choice I make is flawed. Have you had the time of your life? For this is a time of your life. Each decision that you make creates another you that went a different way. And in some other place, there's another me that did it all okay. Another universe's perfect me. And I'm just a very flawed copy.
You'll never write well if you fear dying. Do you?
Yeah, I do. I'd say it's might be my greatest fear, actually.
Well, it's something all men before you have done, all men will do.
I know.
Have you ever made love to a truly great woman?
Actually, my fiance is pretty sexy.
And when you make love to her, you feel true and beautiful passion, and you, for at least that moment, lose your fear of death.
No, that doesn't happen.
I believe that love that is true and real creates a respite from death. All cowardice comes from not loving or not loving well, which is the same thing. And when the man who is brave and true looks death squarely in the face, like some rhino hunters I know, or Belmonte, who's truly brave, it is because they love with sufficient passion to push death out of their minds, until it returns as it does to all men. And then you must make really good love again.
Have you had the time of your life? For this is the time of your life. Each decision that you make creates another you that went a different way. And in some other place, there's another me that did it all okay. Another universe's perfect me. And I'm just a very flawed copy.
Sweetheart, can you go back in the bedroom and leave Sue out here?
Bedroom.
You're in the bedroom?
Yeah. I'm in the bathroom actually.
Okay, well, Sue's barking at you.
Why stupid?
Yeah, it's called Midnight. It's called Midnight in Paris, and that it's from that movie. I would highly recommend it. It's a Woody Allen movie. So Sue, stop barking. Stop barking, dude. Stop barking. So it's a Woody Allen movie. So I know depending on your personal sense of separate Sue. Sweetheart, please leave him alone.
I'm in here.
I see you there. See, you're
Okay,
not there.
no, I wasn't there.
No.
Now I came here.
Okay. Yeah. So, depending on if can we, sweetheart, he is coming. He's getting up because you were doing something. Like he was laying down. And so when he gets up and reacts, it's because you're doing something. Can you please stop? Whatever it is you're doing that gets him all agitated, can you please stop doing that? Because I'm streaming. This is literally, I'm doing my job. Sue, lay down. Lay down, bud. So if you are able to separate the art from the artist, and I really do love Woody Allen. I really do. God damn. I really do love it, Woody Allen. Sweetheart.
I'm here. Like really. I'm not doing anything.
You are though.
No, literally, I'm here. I'm in the bed.
Yes, but you're still doing something that is agitating him.
How am I doing something from the bedroom?
I have no idea, but he is reacting like he is literally, he's standing up. You're throwing things, or you're doing stuff, or you're or you've been threatening him with gestures that you're then repeating. You know. Oh yeah. Sue does. Sue is. Hey, bud. Get up here right now. Come on, get all the way up here. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Come on. Come on, Sue. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, bud. Let's go. Get up here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Don't fucking, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm gonna have to start kicking Isabel out of the house when I stream. No, yeah. So we live in an apartment building, so there's no really real yard. But no, you don't. The thing is, sweetheart, that's the thing is it is because you have perpetually tortured him over and over and over again that now he is so responsive. You know, like that's what I've told you that's how dogs operate. Repeat behaviors. They learned the cues. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're looking out at him, if you're moving towards him. Like it was you with your cup. You know, the other day it was just you holding up your cup because you used to pour water on him. So now when he sees that cup, he's like, "Fuck, you're not gonna pour it." So he starts barking. It's entirely learned behavior. So you have conditioned him to do this, you know, and so and it's yeah, like that's, you know, it's just the way dogs work, you know. Dogs don't just bark randomly, you know, like there's always a reason. And I can tell the different kinds of barks. I can tell the kinds of barks. No, they're not. And I can tell the kinds of barks that are predicated on people walking around outside, because he barks differently as to the kind of barks that he barks when he's in distress. Those are distress barks, which means that he's trying to let somebody know, hey, you know. So yeah, so. And what do you mean, Amanita Ocriata? Why, man? What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is, I mean, you know, they do learn quite a bit, but you know, but they you in order to decondition them, you know, like, so once they've learned bad behaviors, it's really difficult to teach them to be different, you know. And it takes a lot of discipline, and it takes uniform discipline, you know, to keep that. So for me, unfortunately, I can't deprogram this from out of Sue, because Sue, you know, because Isabella is constantly reinforcing it. So
I'm not reinforcing anything.
you are, sweetheart. Yeah, I know you get a little bug up your butt, and you're like, and you start torturing Sue, thinking that it's funny, and thinking that he appreciates it and you appreciate it, and it turns out that, you know, like, yeah. So.
Play with him at best.
Yeah, but no, but you don't play with him. You torture him, and you feel like it's playing, but he doesn't, you know. And when he starts barking at you to get you to stop, it's not. And when he's barking with a distress bark, not a I'm playing, you know. And because I know my dog, if I tell you, oh, that's a distress bark, and it's not he's having a good time bark, then you should listen to me, because, you know, and because you don't, you know, it's
Where's the Muppets food?
what?
The Muppets food?
It's all been eaten. Okay, so this is a song called Unstoppable. I'm too afraid to ever try to kill myself. I'm too scared of not being around. But I don't know why I'm holding on so desperately, 'cause nothing is building, instead it's tumbling down. I feel like the end of a song, oh, I'm fading out. Certainly once everyone sang along, but the last refrain was oh so long ago, and no one cares for a song gone on too long. So let's say goodbye. Remember me to your family. Oh, hold on tight to the memory of when we used to be thicker than thieves and larger than life, like demigods out of Bacchanal, with fire in our hearts and stars in our eyes. We were fucking unstoppable. So let's
let's say goodbye. Remember me to your family. Oh, hold on tight to the memory of what used to be. I know you're done, you've moved on and you left me here. But sometimes when you see me, oh, you smile. And you think to yourself, at least you're still fighting the good fight. But I'm here to say you can go straight to hell. So let's say goodbye. Remember me to your family. Oh, hold on tight to the memory of when we used to be. Thicker than thieves and larger than life, like demigods out of Bacchanal. With fire in our hearts and stars in our eyes, we were fucking unstoppable. So let's say goodbye. Remember me to your family. Oh, hold on tight to the memory of what used to be. My fire will never go out. My fire will never burn down. I'll sing it again, I'll sing it out loud. Oh, my fire will never go out. My fire will never burn down. I'll sing it again, I'll sing it out loud. La, 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 la. La 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 la. So let's say goodbye. Remember me to your family. Oh, hold on tight to the memory of what we used to be. Thicker than thieves and larger than life, like demigods out of Bacchanal. With fire in our hearts and stars in our eyes, we were fucking unstoppable. Hey, no, I mean she's not. I mean, you know, she whatever. She can be, but she's just jealous. She's just jealous. She, you know, yeah, you know, and she feels that he gets, you know, some of my love and attention, which he does, you know, but she just feels she's jealous, you know, and I get it, you know, it's sad. It's just she's insecure. I do love her with all my heart, so you are. It's all right, sweetheart. I know it's okay. I know you don't. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, sweetheart. Don't even sweat. It's totally fine. What was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, sweetheart, the mop had just peed.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I could smell it. It's yeah.
No, it's not the pee. She's eating.
No, she just okay. Was she? Did you collect her pee just recently? Did she just pee?
I am checking right now. There's nothing here.
Okay, huh? Weird. So maybe.
It's the food.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Ordinary World, huh? That's a random. Well, that's crazy. All right. Yeah, Moppet is. She is beyond. It's absurd. It's just and when I'm because she spends most of her time on the couch. But I mean, she does roam around on the floor now, which is great. And she's, you know, but sometimes she gets underfoot, so we'll put her on the couch, and I will be making dinner or something, or making lunch, and I'll look over at her because we have got like a little, you know, we've got a little bar area, like so, like the kitchen looks out over the living area, and my living area is this entire place is like a hobbit hole, like it's 3/4 scale, so it's just everything's tiny and compressed. It's like a railroad apartment in New York, just with a little loft. And so I'll be making food, and I'll look out at the little couch. It's not a couch, it's a love seat. So it's two-seater couch. And I'll look at that, and the Moppet will be sitting there, and she'll be looking at me with just like the most, like like the most composure I've ever seen in a little puppy, and she's just like, huh, what's going on over there? Huh, I wonder what he's like. She looks at me with like such absurd understanding, you know, like it's so crazy. And then you know. But she will. It'll be like she's like, oh, I'm now studying my human to see what he does in this cooking endeavor or this cleaning endeavor, and it's like it's just she's permanently attentive, just watching me as I'm kind of doing my thing, and I'll look at her and I'll be like, hey, are you doing all right? You know, and she'll just it's so bizarre, man. And it's funny because she's super hyper affectionate, but she doesn't like lick. You know, she's not like she doesn't lick your face. I mean, sometimes she'll lick my arm or something like that. like particularly if I've just gotten back from like a long walk and I'm sweating a little bit, she'll be like, "Oh, this is delicious, extra salt." But yeah, yeah, yes, and it is. It's actually pretty much permanent, Lenina. Like, and we do still sometimes dress her. We do. She has a little harness now with it's a cat harness because she's so small. She has a cat harness with it's a pink cat harness with a little that's covered in strawberries with a little bell with a little like cat bell, and she's absurd. It's just, and then she's got hats. She's got cowboy hats, and she's got it's okay. All right, so there's. Peter lost another job today. He showed up drunk and 40 minutes late. It was his last mistake. Peter drank all through the day. Another drink to numb away the pain. But the day remained. Hey, hey, hey. Another ordinary day. Hey, 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 another ordinary day in an ordinary world with ordinary boys fucking ordinary girls in an ordinary time, so ordinary that we are losing our minds. So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Mary got knocked up again. She got drunk and slept with her best friend. Ooh. Mary didn't know what to say because she knew that her best friend was gay. She fucked him anyway. Hey, hey, hey. Another ordinary day. Hey, 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 another ordinary day in an ordinary world with ordinary boys fucking ordinary girls in an ordinary time, so ordinary that we are losing our minds. So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Peter climbed into his car, filled up the tank, and fled to foreign parts. With a broken heart, Mary is a single mom. She loves her son, but laments the life she lost. She bears a heavy cross. Hey, hey, hey. Another ordinary day.
Hey, 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 another ordinary day in an ordinary world with ordinary boys fucking ordinary girls in an ordinary time. So ordinary that we are losing our minds. So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. There you go. And oh yeah, okay, and that's hey, oh there she is. Hey baby. Thank you, Lena. Here's the little moppet, and she's got a little blep because she's always got her tongue is always it's always like I don't know if you can see it here. Here you go, baby. It's okay. Right. There it goes. There you can see it. Her tongue is always out. Her tongue is always out. Yeah, us too. You know, it's really funny. Isabella used to like she would really lose it for the first handful of weeks that we had her. She's like because you know it took forever for her hair to recover. And so Isabella was like, oh no. You know, like, is she gonna be bald forever? And I'm like, you know, if she is, that's okay. You know, like we'll love her regardless, and she'll just feel, you know, she'll be our little bald moppet. But her hair has come back, and it was really funny because when we did eventually see Peach Fuzz on her head, we're like, yay, it's so great. And so yes, I know, isn't that right, baby? Isn't that right? Oh. Okay, you want to go hang out here? Just don't eat cables. She doesn't seem to eat. But let's. Oh, good girl. Can you see her? Wait, no. Baby. Can you see? Oh, you can't really see her, can you? Oh no. Okay, she almost peed. Sweetheart.
Yeah.
The moppet is at the top of the stairs. Can you come pick the collection?
Okay. She was peeing.
Yeah, she was just about to pee.
Baby, no peeing. Baby.
She's like, hi. Yeah, here. Yeah. Hey, Cruz. Hey, man. Thank you, brother. How you doing? Right on, man. 33 months. That's crazy. Yeah. She's Sue is the full size polar bear. Sue's Sue's the middle size polar bear. An actual polar bear is a full size polar bear. Yeah, I mean her, and she's gonna look a little weird as her hair's still growing in. Okay, so let's talk about the schedules for a second. So you know, I really do love streaming as close to 5 days a week as I possibly can, because you know, it just keeps me practiced up, and I get to hang out with you guys, and it's a lot of fun. And it really is like it has been instrumental in me staying on top of my catalog. It's been instrumental in terms of me being able to like play with a facility that I do. You know, the thing is I'm a better guitar player than I've ever been, which is awesome. But at the same time, you know, if I'm going to keep doing the podcast, and if I'm going to add the other podcast ideas, and if I'm going to get all of the albums done, you know, I think I'm going to need more time, you know, and because I don't want to, I can't work an 80-hour work week the way I have done in the past, because I have Isabella here, you know, like, and I mean, you know, an 80-hour work week is basically from morning till till bedtime. You know, like you know, it's so, because it's basically 16 hours. So it's like from because I get up at 7:30. Usually I'm working by 8:30. So and then if I you know, so I can't really do. So it's like I'm working. So that's like I'm working from 8:30 until midnight, 12:30. You know, so thank you, Cruz. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, dude. So yeah, thank you, dude. I'm trying to. So I you know, so I do need to figure out a way to balance my life a little bit better. You know, so what I think I'd like to do is, you know, dial it back a little bit so that I'm producing you know, so maybe I'm doing 2 or 3 streams a week, and then that way I can put out maybe a podcast every couple weeks, and I can still do the books, and I can put out you know, and then I can also work on the singles. I think, you know, like, and again, but at the same time, you know, I often told Mike that he needs to better refine the Patreon tier and objectives. Yeah, no, and the thing is, and I haven't had a lot of time to do all of the things I need to do. Like I need to streamline my Patreon stuff. Hasn't really been looked at in since I started my Patreon. I've been doing Patreon stuff since June of 2014. I mean, so it's been a long time. You know, it's coming on. We'll be, you know, it's been what, 8 years? 8 years on Patreon, and I haven't really focused on it's really crazy because it boggles my mind that I don't know how I got the patrons that I do have, because I've never really, I don't really remember doing an active. I do remember when I first started reaching out to a bunch of my Facebook friends and being like, hey guys, I'm doing this. And I do remember, but I think that got me up to like 30 or 40. And I don't remember where everybody else came from, but I have a bunch of patrons now. And and that's awesome. But it hasn't moved. The needle hasn't moved from a patron perspective in years. In years and years and years. Like sometimes I'll get up to 110 patrons and then it'll drop back down to 100. I've stayed about around 100 for years. So yeah, and it's certainly, and the thing is, there is a large swath of Great Night folk, you know, and Diamond Club folk, and certainly there are a bunch of friends from the old Mr. T scene, you know, but the thing is that like I really do have to, because now I've got Isabella here, I really do have to find new ways to improve my revenue, because I'm now, you know, I'm now I had achieved a nice equilibrium for the past handful of years because I was putting out the books and I was doing Twitch and I had my Patreon and I had my Grey's Anatomy royalties. Well, now my Grey's Anatomy royalties, it'll be the 20-year anniversary of Grey's Anatomy is coming up next year. So that means that like that money is going to start. I mean, already it's starting to diminish. So I need to find a way to replace that revenue. And I was like, okay, but I can't. The thing is that like even though I've got multiple different podcast ideas, they're still going to be music based, you know. And so I don't want to create separate podcast or separate. I don't want to create separate Patreons for doing the same thing. You know, the thing is like I would like to just find a way to do what I do and give you thank you. That's and I can't, and I don't know how to pronounce your name. What is that? But thank you. It's Mapiava K. Am I pronouncing that right? Mapiava K. But thank you. Hello, your songs give me comfort. That's awesome. And that's the best I can, you know, that's the best I can ask for, you know, like that. Thank you very much. That's awesome. So yeah, so I'm trying. It is okay. It is Russian. Okay. Yeah. It looked sort of like it. And thank you. That's awesome. So, you know, I don't know what to do, you know, and so I want to keep doing. I wish I could do it all. I wish I could put out a podcast episode a week. I wish I could also get some I wish I could do 2 or 3 singles a week, and I wish I could also live stream 5 days a week. But I just can't, and so I need to find a way. I need to find a delivery modality that allows me to keep producing stuff, and then I also need to which I fucking can't stand. I have to focus on promoting and letting people know that what I do has value, and then ask people to please pony up some cash. Make T-shirts that say "Get Set Go" on the. I've already got those shirts. I already have those shirts. And I'm gonna you can find them right there. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So yeah. I've been but merchandise does well for me when I'm on tour, but otherwise I don't really sell that much merch. But again, I don't really talk about it, Okay. Yeah, and that's one of the things I plan on doing if I can free up some time. So would you guys be? Would it make more sense for me to do a couple days during the weekdays and then maybe do one weekend show, maybe a Saturday or Sunday? The thing is I really was trying to keep my weekend sacrosanct because I just need time. I just need time to take care of life stuff, But if I freed up, if I were to do, or if I were to do, I don't know. Yeah, I can't make a poll. But 2 streams per week is a normal thing for most music streamers. Yeah, the thing is but again, so for me, I think 2 might, because I do it because it benefits me. I do this much because it benefits me. I play as much as I do because it forces me to be okay, I got to sit down, I got to play, I got to practice, yeah. So okay, well I'm gonna pose this. I'm gonna pose this to my Patreon folks as well. I'm gonna pose this on Instagram. But I wanted to start with you guys because you're the people that I interact with the most. You're the folks that I get the most immediate and visceral. And the thing is, and I really need this. This is when I've got a brand new song and I want to debut it because I think it might be great. I really only get the visceral sense of whether it works or not from you guys, And I often I liked Ultrasonic, but I didn't realize that it was going to be as strong a song as it was until you guys all reacted the way you did. There are songs of mine that I will introduce and I'll be like, oh, this is just another song, because often when I'm in my songwriting modality, I'll just write a ton of songs, and I will like Ride All Night. Ride All Night seems to have really resonated with some people, and I would have never have known that. I would have never known, So, okay, yeah, and I certainly will, I do want to. So I do want to figure out, and what I think what I can do is I can sort of break out because to do the podcast. So I did 3 episodes of the podcast over 3 weeks, right? Episode 3 took 8 days to complete, but I recorded a full EP with drums and bass and I recorded 5 songs plus all the interstitial stuff plus so I had to write. So I wrote a script. I wrote a script, but I also added some improv elements just to make it, because I wanted to make sure that it felt conversational. I recorded the 5 songs. It was a titanic amount of work. I'm certain that it will become easier the more I do it, and the more comfortable I get figuring out how it all works. Right now there still is a lot of iterating, and I'll do it and I'll listen to it and then go back and I'll give it to people and then I'll get feedback and then I'll go back and change it again. So I'm 100% certain that as I get better at this, that'll change. But even so, right now I'm super taxed from a time perspective. So, all right. So let me get back to some music. So thank you guys. I'm sorry. I'll play some more songs for the next hour. And here, I'm gonna do some piano stuff if you guys don't mind, and then. Okay, yeah, thank you, Lenina. Yeah, and in fact, so I'm gonna be making some changes to I'm gonna be making changes over the weekend, and then finalizing those episodes and putting them up to get ready to be launched as a podcast, and then I'm gonna start, and then starting next week, I'm gonna get episode 4 done. I should be done with all of the written material for the next book by the end of next week, and then I will use the remainder of this month to do the illustrations. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand all of this stuff off to Isabella, and I'm going to let her do her brand of aesthetic refinement. So because she has a whole bunch of new visual apparatus, because she was given a bunch of stuff from Visual Timmy, who's an Instagram person that she follows, and she was following one of his things live, and she happened to win live in the stream. So she won a bunch of like brushes and papers and all sorts of like little like so I'm gonna assemble all of the stuff, palettes. I'm going to assemble all the stuff, and then I'm going to give it to her and let her do a polish on it, and then we'll finalize the book. So yeah, so I have a whole bunch of new stuff, in the works. But all right, let's do this. Let me switch to the piano 1 second. Okay, I'm ready, but boy. All right, hold on. Shoot, what is going on with this? Okay. Check. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Now. Okay. So I'll need you guys to let me know if the piano stuff begins to pall or vex, or if you're losing interest. I can never really, I don't have the same kind of gauge on my piano stuff and people's reactions to it as I do on my guitar, And I also know that if it feels to me like I'm losing the audience, if people stop engaging and interacting, then what I'll do is I can always switch to songs that I do know are kind of fan favorites. And I don't really have that kind of like relationship with my piano stuff as I do with my guitar. So if I'm starting to lose you, I would love it if you could let me know. Okay. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Jeez. It's catastrophe. It's calamity. Your heart is wounded and there's nothing that can stop the bleeding. Armageddon's come. The end of everything. The life you knew is now the only thing that cannot be. Oh. It's so hard to say I do to the life you knew. Oh, disasters come, a final tragedy. Your heart is breaking underneath the weight of everything. It's a horror show, filled with such surprise. The very moment we are finally made to realize, oh, it's so hard to say I do to the life you knew. Oh, we wish you well as you go through your personal hell. We send our regards as you suffer your broken heart. Oh, just dropped by. We hope you're alright. Your heart is overwhelmed, your head it just can't tell what to think or feel or do about anything. You've been paralyzed, your heart's been turned to stone. The truth you knew abandoned you and now you're on your own. Oh, it's so hard to say I do to the life you knew. Oh, we wish you well as you go through your personal hell, hell. We send our regards as you suffer your broken heart, heart. Oh, we just dropped by. We hope you're alright. It's catastrophe, it's calamity. Your heart is wounded and there's nothing that can stop the bleeding. So I was thinking, do you guys want to help me figure out? Thank you, Lydia. Do you guys want to help me figure out the best piano sound? Because there's a whole ton of piano sounds, and I just am using the default. But hey, thank you, Amanita. Thank you. Oh shit! No, that's not wrong. Okay, so this is. That sounds kind of nice. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so here let's try this one with today. So this is another. No. I think I'm gonna go back to concert. There you go. Sounds. Today I woke up thinking of eating all the strawberry jelly. How good it would feel with a belly full of jelly. I think today is gonna be a wonderful day. Today I saw a possum with her little possum babies. The possum was awesome and the babies were playing like crazy. I think today is gonna be a glorious day. Every time I look around I see something beautiful, like a smile from a random stranger as the stranger's passing through, or a couple holding hands as they wait for the city bus. A patch of colorful wildflowers gobbling up the sun. I think today is gonna be a magnificent day. Today I sliced a finger with an extra sharp potato peeler. The red, red blood matched the feelings I've been feeling. I think today is gonna be a blood red day. Today I was doing pretty well for almost 6 full hours. But something changed inside my head as I climbed out of the shower. I think today is gonna be another day. Every time I look around, I see something there. Really want to, I surely do, but it's just so hard to care. So I sit in a fog of gray, wasting my whole day. Never wanted anything ever in any way. I think today is gonna be... Yeah, so that's a song called Today. Yeah, that's all these songs are new. All these songs were written since January, so they're the newest of my songs. Okay, let's do this one and this one. I'm a monster, I am a goblin, I'm a vampire too. I'm a mythological creature and I'm afraid of you. I'm a banshee, I am a specter, I'm a forlorn thing. I'm a shadow, I am a shade that keeps to his ghostly dreams. Oh, please don't you run away. Oh no, don't you run away. Stay, stay. Oh, please don't you run away. Oh no, don't you run away. Stay, stay, stay. I'm a killer, I slay the minutes, I chop them into bits. I stuff the corpses full of my melodies, but they rarely fit. I'm a monster, that's just what I am, I wish it wasn't true. I don't wanna cause anybody pain, tell me what to do. Oh, so you don't run away. Oh, please don't you run away. Stay, stay, stay. Oh, the world is full of danger, everyone appears as strangers, and you simply wanna run and hide. Oh, the world is full of evil, everyone needs other people, but it makes more sense to stay inside. Oh, please don't you run away. Oh no, don't you run away. Stay, stay. Oh no, don't you run away. Oh, please won't you hear me say, stay, stay, stay. I'm pretty sure I signed up for notifications when you do lives, but sometimes I still don't get notifications somehow. So happy I caught the stream today. Your music is so therapeutic right now. Hey, thank you. That's super awesome, Amanita. Thank you very much. Sorry, it's random, but Mike, have you tried TikTok? You could promote your songs there. Your songs are really catchy. So so this is the thing. This is the thing with TikTok. For me is it like, I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you've explored some of the perspectives in terms of TikTok's relationship with the Chinese government, and the way that they manage the content for non-Chinese citizens. But for me, even if, the thing is it even if it's only a fraction of what they discuss, like again, I haven't done a lot of homework on it, but Isabella has, and so I've sort of like, and she feels that it's not the same, it's not she thinks it's yeah. So I mean, and yes, and Facebook. So I'm in the process. I'm in the process of leaving Facebook forever. Facebook and Facebook has been throttling my stuff for months, and they did not let me know. So at one point in time, I went back and I checked. This is just last week. I checked about 6 months worth of posts. And I didn't get any, like, no one reacted to them. I didn't get any likes. I didn't get any, like, which is very, very unusual for me, because, at least my friends go, oh, that's cool. You're doing, like, I posted stuff like, hey, this got funded, or this happened, or I'm doing something cool. Like, I would at least get, I should have at least gotten likes from like if I was guesting on Great Night. I'm like, hey, I'm guesting on Great Night. Like, I've got a bunch of Diamond Club friends that like follow me on Facebook, and I didn't get any likes from them, so I realized, like, oh, Facebook isn't taking my posts and putting them in front of the eyeballs of my friends. So I think what they want me to do is they want me to spend money to get my stuff in front of the eyeballs of my friends, and I'm not going to do that. Like, the thing is that, like, if their algorithm is such that it's so manipulative. So yes, I do understand that everybody does these kinds of things. But for me, I don't know. I would need to do more. I would need to do more homework. Which I usually do before I even move. I'm pretty slow. I'm a pretty slow adopter. Back in the early aughts, I was an early MySpace adopter. I was an early YouTube adopter. And then since then, when everybody migrated from MySpace to Facebook, I was really slow to make that transition. I did it terribly. And then every time, and even with, like, I got on Justin.tv really late to the game. And then the only reason why I didn't get really late, the only reason why I didn't get to Twitch really late and got to Twitch early was because I had friends that were actually working for Twitch, so, yeah, I mean, the thing is that for my money, I did watch one video that Isabella gave me that was kind of a summation of a lot of the perspectives on TikTok, and one of the ones that was the most like the idea that well, I don't really want to get into it too much, but it definitely seemed like it was a deeper hole that I would need to go down to really vet it and make sure that what they're doing is not actively harmful to my people. So I was like, okay, I'll just, I'm in enough places, but thank you, I'm pretty aware of what they do with the data. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, like, for me, it's just a little bit circumspect that they're so cozy with the Chinese government, and that apparently, that apparently they've been feeding back to people, like people with mental health issues that are non-Chinese people. They will feed back that they'll be like, oh, you are someone that seems to be suffering from this. And they will keep people watching content that perpetuates that kind of like so if you are prone to depression, they will show you things that will if you're prone to depression and you're prone to depression that have certain triggers. Apparently, again, and this is just the one video that I watched. I haven't vetted this, but the thing is that they will keep you seeing stuff that triggers that depression. If that's the case, but TikTok helps people get views so much easier than Instagram or Facebook because it's very addictive. Yeah, and the YouTube algorithm does the same. So, the YouTube, the good thing about my stuff, Paper Cat, is the YouTube algorithm doesn't do jack shit for me. I've been on YouTube since the fucking very beginning days, and they've never, the only thing, the thing that I love about YouTube is they let me keep literally terabytes and terabytes of my content on the internet, I do appreciate that in fact that's one of the things that I do like, the fact that it is so addictive, and yet it's not able to really provide because everything's a little 10 like, you can't tell a narrative in 10 seconds, you can't. So it's entirely based, like, and it's funny because because I do have so many lyrics that are very visually or audibly arresting, right? I've got so many lyrics that are like, I love your vagina, like I do know that TikTok's a great place for me to showcase the fact that I've got lyrics that kind of come out of left field and punch you in the face, but again, I just want to make sure that it's I think that Get Set Go, that what I do operates in such a small, like I'm just a microcosm. I like, obviously Facebook is not promoting my stuff. Instagram, I don't think, I just think nothing I've ever done has gone viral. It's the only way that I have any exposure at all is because of Grey's Anatomy. So, you have people pretty much killing themselves there for profit on the platform, and people in their community encouraging it. What are you talking about? Where are you talking about, Paper Cat? But yeah, so the thing is that, like, yeah, they're all fucked up. All social media is fucked up, because the thing is that, like, they don't, there is no entrenched ethical perspective for human beings that people won't cross or pervert or break or damage or destroy in search of a buck, and the thing is that, like, but the good thing is that I don't have to engage in that. And because I do sort of exist in a little walled garden, like, for whatever reason, I've never let me do this. I've never once, for as long as I've been paying attention on Spotify, I've never once been on a Spotify editorial playlist, ever once. So I've got music that I know is catchy. I've got music that I know works with a whole swath of different genres. I have, every single time I put out an album, I've submitted it and been like, hey, this is my thing. And never once. So all right. So, so it doesn't mean that I won't stop doing it. But the thing is, I realize that there's something about my music and what I do that's so left of field to the mainstream, the gatekeepers of mainstream bullshit, that I just not, that's okay. If that's what I was saying, if this song is about that. I smashed my head against the wall, even though there's a door right next to me. I smashed my head, the wall won't fall. and the doorman doesn't see anything. I don't warrant a second glance as the dilettantes and posers they pass right through. Oh, all I want is another chance, a little bit of closure, that's all I ask. Oh, shit, I smashed my head against the wall. The blood I spill is everywhere. I smash it hard, I give it all. But the doorman, he just doesn't care. I don't warrant a second look as the dilettantes and posers they book on by. Oh, all I've got is what I took. I've been looking but I can't find it. I wanna die. Well, I wanna kill. I wanna die. Well, I wanna kill. I smash my head, but it won't fall. The wall, it seems impregnable. Oh, but I smash on, smashing my face for so damn long. I don't want a little peek as every fucking dilettante sneaks on by. Oh, there's nothing I will be allowed to keep as every fucking poser they creep on by. Oh, so goddamn, I'm getting angry, oh yes I am. And so goddamn, I'm getting angry, oh yes I am. Oh, I wanna die. Well, I wanna kill. 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 So, you know, the, you know, and so I do see that, you know, there is a lot, there could be a lot of advantage just because of the kinds of lyrics that I write and the kinds of things that I do. It could be work to my advantage to do TikTok. Certainly it would. It just like I thought it would work to my advantage to do, you know, Instagram and all the others, you know, but it doesn't seem like, you know, I just, you know, the thing is that, like, I'm just kind of, I don't ever want to go viral. I don't ever want to be a splash of the moment thing. If I have to fucking just keep working my ass off, putting out quality music over and over and over again until I'm 90 or 100 years old, and just keep putting it out until at some point in time the world goes, oh my God, this guy's fucking been kicking, like, has been making amazing stuff for years and years, for decades and decades, over and over, and it's fucking amazing. Check him out. And then they do a deep dive. Like, that for me is so much more preferable than hitting, like, being like, I don't ever want to be a one-hit wonder. I don't ever want to be I just don't ever want to be a flash in the pan thing, you know? Like, I want sustainable. I want to do, in fact, I don't even want to be a fucking U2, you know? I want to be a Charles Bukowski, you know? I want to be somebody that even after I'm dead, people are like, fucking, this is amazing shit, you know? Like, this is cool and genuine and authentic and real, and it's a story worth telling. It's a story worth listening to, you know. And so that's, you know, so that's what my primary focus. You can't keep going on with the same techniques forever, except different. Oh no, I don't expect different results. I mean, the thing is, that's why I'm doing the podcast. That's what, you know, that's why I'm doing the podcast. Because you are right. I do see that. The thing is that, like, you know, I will always try new things. I'll always try new ways to deliver what I do, but I'm never going to as the world grows less ethical, and as the world grows less kind, and as the world grows more profit driven, more profit hungry, I need to go the opposite direction. I need to become more ethical. I need to become more principled, more focused on what's right and what's good and what's kind and what's loving. Because the thing is that like otherwise I can't live here. Already I feel beleaguered and beset upon by the shittiness of this place, And so the only thing I can control is myself, and my dogs. I can mostly control them a bit, and not even the love of my life can I control, So the only thing I can control is me. And the way that I present myself to the world, and so that's that's what I'm saying. So I want to work with organizations that are excited about working with me, and I want to work with the organizations that see the same possibilities I see, and get behind me in a way where I get behind them. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I feel like I've lost all of my fidelity with Twitch. Twitch has never once seen value in what I do, other than the fact that I stream here. Like they've never once been like, oh, Mike, you do something unique. Let's find some way to work with you to find I'm like, okay, like it's just so. Even back in the day, anyway. So and that's fine. It's fine. But the thing is like, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I do, and it'll be fine. Twitch management doesn't care about that. Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because there are enough people that are, new and shiny and sparkly, and for whatever reason, or whatever, or they're popular, and so they remain popular, or they're popular somewhere else and they come over to Twitch and they're popular here. And the thing is, but I'm not going to play a popularity contest. I'm going to put out quality shit. Like that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out quality shit. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to be friendly. I'm going to be affable. I'm going to try to be funny. I'm going to try to write honest and pure and true music, and then let the chips fall where they may, And yes, I will exploit technology. It is just so long as I don't feel that technology is exploiting people, and I wasn't aware of the business practices of a lot of these companies, for a long anyway. So Isabella is my she's my research person on that front, so. And she did send me about 20 videos as she was kind of doing a deep dive on TikTok, and I watched not a single one. And then she's like, okay, here, I found one that's like a 15-minute video, and it's a summation of all of this perspective. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, and even, and if I found videos that said the same, if I found if yeah, I don't know what I want to say. The thing is, because I'm 100% certain that all these companies utilize the same shitty business practices. I'm 100% certain that all these companies. Let me switch up. I am 100% certain that at their core, these companies give no fucks about you or me. They give no fucks, because the thing is that it's all about their bottom line. It's all about their shareholders. It's all about the revenue. And that's all it is. And, you know, and that is on one level, that's totally fine because that's what makes capitalism amazing, right? So if everybody ggets involved and if everybody's engaged and everybody's doing their damnedest to produce the best and be the best and be like, you know, it means that we're constantly improving and constantly pushing and striving. And like, that's a good thing. You know, it used to be that was also tempered by a sense of morality that unfortunately was often based in a, like, for me, if you need a religion to for your morality, then you're kind of a half-baked human being, right? The thing is that like we know that there are things that are right, not because you don't want somebody, like the golden rule is for kindergartners, you know. Don't do that to him because you don't want somebody to do that to you. And that makes sense. But eventually you realize, oh, I'm not going to do that to him because it's just the right thing to do. I'm not going to go run around hurting people. I'm not going to run around cheating people. I'm not going to run around stealing from people. I'm 100% certain this has been a great MDA. Oh yes, no, of course. Amy, awesome, Amanita. Absolutely. It takes circumstances. They start out caring. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, so this is the thing, right? So in fact, that's the thing. So what happens is you start off by being like, you start off as a company and you're like, oh, hey, I've got early adopters. I've got people that like what I do. These are my people. These are my people. This is amazing, you know? But then what happens is the bigger you get, the less your people they become, the more they become customers, the more they become, oh, these are profit centers and these are revenue streams and these are, you know, and the thing is that like, and that for me, I never want to get there. I never want to get to a point where I'm playing. If 1,000 people wanted to see me, if 1,000 people wanted to see me play, so if I was playing a show and 1,000 people showed up to see me play, and then afterwards, all 1,000 of those people wanted to say hey and shake my hand and talk to me about the show and tell me what part of the show meant something to them. I would, even if it took like, if they were like, we're gonna stay in line until that's done, and if we have to go take a break to like I would prefer to do that than just like be like, oh, they're just my fans, you know. And that's certainly a kind of a crazy, silly way to approach this, because the thing is that like it certainly limits my growth, and I get that, you know. But the thing is like, but for me, I never, no matter what I've done this public facing, I never want to be a rock star. I never want to be anything other than a person. I want to be a person to other people, you know. And so, you know, and that's okay. You know, so if it means that if that throttles my growth and if that fucks me up, and you know, and the thing is like, and again, you know, and so the same thing. So I didn't, you know, I'm 100% certain that there are people on Twitch that do evil or that do exploitative things to, you know, for profit. And I'm certain there are people that do that on Instagram and on all the other social media that I have a very, very tiny footprint and presence on. You know, I think social media is a tool, and from a marketing perspective, it can be really useful if you understand how it works. Once it stops working for its purpose, you just find a better tool. As a goal is to reach people. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, yes, and in fact, that's exactly how I've utilized this, and that's exactly what I've done. And yeah, but. Yes, I know, and thank you, Amity, and that is exactly what I'm trying to do. I mean, that is, but that's a great thing, right? So for me, I don't have to work. I don't, you know, like the thing is that like, you know, there will always be ways I can deliver my content, and there will always be people in those ways that are like, you know, like the thing. So if I decide, if people were to show up to me tomorrow and be like, hey Mike, you know, like I heard your conversation and I just wanted to point out that this company does this and this company does this and this company does this, and I was like, yeah, wow, you're totally right. They're all of them are corrupt and evil, and I don't want to work with any of them. What I do is I would just reach out to you guys via Discord or wherever, and I'd be like, hey, all right, so I'm gonna do this for another week, and then I'm going to walk away and I'm going to go here, and this is where you can find me, and I'll start over again. I've had to rebuild myself so many fucking times. It's, you know, like, all right, it's like, you know, and that's, you know, and maybe that's part of my struggle as well, you know, like, I mean, at least that way I would know, at least I would be like, okay, well, that's, you know, like, at least I would have a reason for why I have a seemingly fickle fan base, right? So, you know, it's just, for me, it's just like, you know, I don't know, it's exhausting, a lot of this stuff, you know. And I do, you know, and the thing is like right now, Isabella's having a lot of fun learning how to master Instagram. So that's been a big focus of ours. You know, I've been focusing on this podcast. But the podcast, like the delivery vehicle doesn't really matter to me. Just like the delivery vehicle for my music doesn't really matter to me. Like, it's like, I record it, I put it out. If I had to, like, just like I did back in the 90s, if I had to high speed dub cassette tapes and hand them off to people, I would do that. You know, for me, it doesn't, like, I mean, and so for you guys, if you want to be a participant in this story that I'm creating and telling and making, like, over the course of my life, then just kind of like pay attention, because I do always say, like, hey, this is where I'm going and this is where I'm at and this is what I'm doing, you know, I try to, like, and I do try to go back, and I do try to, like, keep people informed, but it's just, you know, it's just hard. And you know, anyway, sorry about this. This is a long conversation. Let's do some music. Lots of people like to sing my songs, they just don't like to pay for them. It doesn't matter, I don't really mind, I just don't know how I'll get by. I'm as broke as I've ever been, I don't know how to make a dime singing the songs that I write. All I've got is another stupid song, all about the fact I don't belong, all about the fact that I will struggle till the end of my days, and still the music plays. I love it when you sing along, I wish you could always sing along. It makes it all seem so worthwhile when a new song makes you smile. I love it when you smile up at me, you know I don't care, oh, that I'm broke, so long as you're there, or that I've got another stupid song, all about the fact I don't belong, all about the fact that I will struggle till the end of my days, and still the music plays. It's so hard to keep on going, it's so hard to keep on going, it's so hard to keep on going. Lots of people like to sing my songs, they just don't like to pay for them. It doesn't matter, I don't really mind, I just don't know how I'll get by. Stove, is it S Topher J or is it Stouffer J? But hey, thank you so much for following, man. And yeah, man. Thanks everybody. Thanks you guys for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. This was, you know, it is crazy. You know, this is my whole life. You know, my whole life I've spent contemplating this kind of stuff and how I deliver my music and what I do and how I do it, and you know, and it's been and again, like touring. In fact, one of the things that really throttled my tour, the Get Set Goes touring over the course of our careers was because I would work with booking agents, and what they would do is they would set up shows. They would go after whatever the best guarantee was, and I'm like, no, like I'm like, look, I will pay you your 20, so if they made like 10% of whatever guarantee they got for us. So they get us like they get like a $20 or $30, or they get like a $200 guarantee or $300 guarantee, and so they'd make $20 or $30. I would tell them, look, I will pay you that $20 or $30. Just find us an all ages venue because we're going to be in Denver once. So find us an all ages venue, and they wouldn't. And so I was like, okay, so I have to do this all myself because you're profit driven and I'm crowd driven and I'm people driven, and so yeah. There you go, Josh. Yeah. That's the. What is the growth strategy? What? Okay, so hold on. What's that? I agree with all. I agree with all that. But also social media also comes with its peculiar kinds of users. I follow lots of creators that built their wealth on social media. Among other things, some are on TikTok, others aren't, and for understandable reasons on both parts. Being on any kind of social media comes with a strategy if you actually want it to grow. Okay, let me start. So let's see. Let me do some more songs about music, about making music, about. I've got some that are kind of oh no, it's not I'm not worried about promoting, about selling my soul. Like the thing is like, yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't matter to me. Yeah. It's so for me it just comes down to I don't have the time to actually manage my social media stuff. So that's all Isabella. So she handles all that. So when she goes, let's jump into this, let's do a deep dive into this. Awesome. If she doesn't, then I'm like, okay, because I'm busy, because I literally I've been like with this new podcast, I was putting in, I mean, I was getting up at 7:30 and I was working all day long until 8 p.m. So I get up at 7:30, I'd work till 8, and then we'd make dinner, and then we'd usually spend the rest of the evening together. But sometimes I had to go back to work, So I don't really, and I would do that I would do that Monday through Friday. And then I'd take Saturday off, and then I'd start again and then I would do all my I'd assemble the episode. Hey May, how you doing? I'd assemble the episode on Sunday, and then get it out. So, and then when I'm actually working on an album, it's even more time consuming. So, yeah. So I just don't have, so Isabella kind of handles my, so I, of course I'm there to do all the talking and to talk, and to provide the music and to like, she'll just film me doing whatever, like she'll be like, let's do this. I'm like, all right, let's do it. But the thing is that like, for me, my whole focus is the music. So I just have to like kind of follow her lead when it comes to, oh, that's awesome, Josh. That's great, man. Yeah. And it's crazy. I realize it's funny. One of the things that I was thinking about, yeah, no, and I do agree with that, Bobcat. The thing is like, in fact, and like that's what I was saying. Like I talked to Isabella about that. I was like, hey, but yeah, but the thing is like, but it's like for me, yeah, it's however we slice it, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, and I mean, let's see, what do we want to do? So Music Makes You Want to Die. That's a song about music, making music.
So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. That's another one. What My Heart Tells My Head, What My Head Tells My Heart. Let's do a new one. Are his songs? I don't think so. Aldo Dole. I think I'm certain that my music must be available on TikTok. I mean, the thing is like I'm certain, but I don't know. I've never even searched because I just don't have time to search a lot of this stuff. What was I looking for? Shitty Little Ditty. Here's a shitty little ditty. Inside the city. Shitty. Let's do shitty. So this is a new one that's sort of about music. It's not really, but it sort of is. Here's a shitty. Oh yeah. Here's a shitty little ditty that I wrote inside the city. It's a pretty song, I mean pretty wrong. It's nothing to write home about. Here's another little number, guess I better call the plumber, cause I ain't gonna flush it. Just got stuck in the toilet of my brain. Oh, what do I do with the days they weigh me down? There we go. I don't got purpose, don't got fight. I know I'm dying soon. So what can I do? Here's a silly little tune about the spinning of the room, about the way it falls. Oh, it can't stand tall. It's over and it's through. Every little minute, every moment that we're in it, every passing beat, every heart we meet, we know we won't come through. Oh, what do I do with the days they weigh me down? I don't got purpose, don't got fight. I know I'm dying soon. So what can I do? I'm gonna love you all every day. I'm gonna love you in every way. I'm gonna love you all my life. Even when I don't feel right, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Actually, hold on. So I'm gonna love you. So this is so. I give you a new perspective on this that I think might resonate. Here's another little jingle that mingles every single little thing I've got, little thought I got. Like it or not, it's all that I can do. Here's another song to push the long moments on, another song to sing, another fever dream. You can't hold it in your hand. Oh, what do I do with the days they weigh me down? I don't got purpose, don't got fight. I know I'm dying soon. So what can I do? I'm gonna love you every day. I'm gonna love you in every way. I'm gonna love you all my life. Even when I don't feel right, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you.
So actually, you know, thank you, Bobcat. You know, right? So of course, I'm gonna always work towards increasing my audience size and increasing my footprint and making more money and trying to survive. You know, like getting to the point where I don't have to worry on a month to month basis whether I can pay my bills or not. Like, it'd be awesome to like have enough money in the bank and have enough revenue coming in that I know I can afford health insurance, and I can go on vacation, and I can make car payments, and I can do all the things that everybody else can do and still make my music and do what I do, you know. But I don't have that. I don't have that. And that's and I've never had that. But since I decided to be a musician, I've never had that. And I've done very well for myself, but the money that's come in never matched the money that was going out, because, you know, when I was touring with a full band, I was picking up half the tab for that. You know, like there was like being a musician is an expensive proposition, and you know, but the thing is, but I love it. It's what I do, and and so let's just put that. So I do want to, you know, I am working towards growing what I do, but there is value in scarcity. There is value in the, like I'm 100% certain that there will be a point in time in your life when I'm no longer doing this, or this is not possible or happen, you know, like for whatever reason, or I'm dead, you know, and you're still like, you know, who knows how, like, but I'm sure there'll be a point in time in your, well, yeah. And this, in fact, Eric actually, I think is on to something when he talks about this, but so. The thing is that what we're doing, like what I'm doing right now, and the way I'm operating, and the fact that you guys are here, and the fact that we are all of us, like it's fucking magic, man, right? It's a beautiful thing. The fact that we all get to hang out, that we all get like that there isn't, if there were 1,000 people in this chat, there's no fucking way you and I could have this conversation the way that we're having it right now, you know? So there's, and this is magical. As far as I'm concerned, I get to play my music for people that want to hear it. We get to talk about it. Like, that's fucking glorious, you know? And the thing is and that goes away the bigger I get. That becomes less possible the bigger I get. Or what happens is it only becomes possible to the people with the money to actually afford it, you know? And that for me is bullshit, because the thing is, because that's not the way I want. That's not. The thing is that like money in this society is the, you know, your get out of jail free card. It's your pass to ever, like, that's fucking horseshit. I mean, I appreciate money. I do like the freedom the money gives you, but the thing is I don't think that should be the only arbiter. And right now it is the only arbiter. So for me, as much as I want to see my footprint grow, and as much as I want to see myself do better, and I want to see my life, oh, Lenina, thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So there you go, Eric. You can now use the Get Set Go, or the Mike TV Live emotes. You know, so for me, like you know, when I was a kid, man, and like there would be small bands, like little tiny bands, like that sold like 200 copies of their record. They were amazing, you know, and I and my friends would find them, and we'd love them, and be like, these are our bands, and they'd come to town, and we would go see them play, and there'd be like 6 of us, and we'd be like, yes, we fucking love you, and we would be their only fans, you know. And the thing is that like, and there was something magic. There was magic in that. You know, there was this like, and it was they knew us and we knew them, and when they'd roll back into town, like there was a band called Edsel, and Edsel and they would roll into town, and I turned girlfriends of mine on to Edsel, they'd roll into town, and we'd go get coffee, or we'd go get pie or whatever after the stream, and it was awesome, you know, and that goes away, you know, when you know, with the bigger your band gets, the less connection you have to the actual people that genuinely appreciate your music, you know. And the thing is, and the bigger you get, the more smoke gets blown up your ass. The more you get people that walk up to you and go, dude, like you know, the more that, you know, like, so yeah, man. Like, so for me, I fucking appreciate where I'm at right now. I live for this. I live for making music for people that want to hear it. Would I like to know that I could walk out and play a stadium and have everybody sing along? Yes, that would be magical. That would be awesome. But it wouldn't be my favorite show performing experience.
My favorite show performing experience is a small room with 100 people, everybody singing along. And then afterwards, I get a chance to we all get to go out and eat dinner and crack jokes and be like, yeah, this was an awesome time in Philadelphia. This was a wonderful time in Milwaukee. You know, so for me, that's and maybe because I've set the bar so low, maybe that's why it's difficult to achieve, or maybe just the way that I tackle and approach my musical career has hampered and hamstrung my success. But but fuck it. The thing is it doesn't matter. For me, the thing I really miss is the ability to not know about something before I experience it. Everything being available everywhere forever is a lot less fun. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'm for me. When I find something I like, Eric, when I find something that I love, I want to own it forever and be able to go back to it forever because for some reason, the way I appreciate things, like my brain doesn't hold on to experience the same way that I see like I can watch the same movie over and over and over again. I can't do it like every single day, but I can watch the same movie. Every say maybe once a month and almost enjoy it just as much as I did the very first time. And in fact, sometimes I appreciate it even more because I get to anticipate, because I don't really remember the nuances of the way that the performance happened, and I know the jokes coming up, but oh my God, I didn't see this guy. I like getting a chance to relive a moment in perpetuity, sometimes now I do burn out albums. I do burn out I've sucked the marrow. I've listened to some records so much that I've sucked the marrow out of them. They are no longer living albums to me. There's nothing in them that turns me on unless I'm turning somebody onto them and I'm like, oh, you got to hear this record. And then if I'm turning them on and like, oh my, and particularly if I see them appreciate it, then I can fall in love with it through them, Oh, that's all good. But I guess what it really is a thrill of discovery as opposed to always being able to see this thing is certified. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, yeah, and I do feel that. I mean, the thing is and you are totally right. But it's funny. The thing is because I am, and you are right. The thing is I am somebody that does like to get reviews before checking something out, if it's something that I know. I like encountering artists. If an artist has a proven track record, I like to not know anything about what they're doing, except when it's out. And then I don't like to not read about it. I like to just show up. So if somebody, I can't even think of back in the day, it used to be Wes Anderson. I really liked Wes Anderson's movies, and so from the Royal Tenenbaums on, I stopped. I didn't pay attention to reviews. I was like, I'll go out and see it. And so the Fantastic Mr. Fox was awesome because of that. And some of them they kind of some of them lost their luster, but certainly if I unfortunately, I don't really I just don't have time, man. There's not. Oh no, there are occasionally new shows that come out. In fact, we did that with The Gilded Age, which so we watched Downton Abbey. Isabella had never seen Downton Abbey, and I was like, well, and she very much seems to be the kind of person that appreciates that kind of the is it Jane Austen, sweetheart? But there's a modality storytelling. Anyway, so we watched that, and then we're like, all right, let's just with the sight and scene, let's just go check out The Gilded Age. Let's go check out. We did that with Staircase because she had heard good things. She'd heard good things from friends of hers, and she's like so I do like, and she does that a lot. In fact, she turned me on to what's his name? Some Korean directors, Kim Duck somebody. Kim what's Duck Kim Duck something. But anyway, so
So she definitely, but even so, she actually goes out and she does all the homework and says, oh, I think you might like this, you know. But I do often like Pig. Oh yeah, Pig was great, and I wasn't expecting it was I was like, oh great, really a Nicolas Cage movie, but it turned out to be this great movie. Kim Ki-duk, that's right, Kim Ki-duk. But yeah, I do feel you on that, Eric. Like yeah, the idea of, it's funny because you know. I do, because my free time is so valuable and so scarce. Like I feel like if I watch something and I didn't enjoy it, it would be like I'd be like fuck, I could have watched anything, I could have listened to anything, I could have done, you know. So you know, so it is you know, like, so, which has been nice because I've had nothing but like really awesome viewing experiences, but I do certainly lose the whole. I don't have a lot of. No, that's not so. We have watched a couple of art house films that I was not a big fan of, that we then talked about for 3 hours as we deconstructed why the movie didn't work, at least for us. So yeah, so that can even be fun, and I don't get that experience that often, huh? Anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking in real time. Like these are ideas I haven't really considered in a while. And it's 8:00. Jesus Christ. Well, man, I'm sorry. This was a little. This was kind of a weird stream, but. So I am gonna try to maintain my current schedule for a while. You know, I took this week off from working on the podcast so I could work on the book. I'm going to get back up on the podcast next week. The next podcast is going to be, I think, so I've got like 6 episodes already blocked out. For the podcast. So it's literally writing itself. I've got so much music and I've got so many different stories and I've got like a ton of different cool cold opens that then lead themselves into, you know, like I've got 5 songs I need to string together. Yeah, Eric. Yeah. But you're not on Discord. I'll send it to you, man. I've got 3 episodes right now. Yeah, me too. Omni to Okriata. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Bobcat, it's been the most fun I've had. It's been the most fun I've had doing something musical and doing something constructive in a long time. You know, making albums has, I mean, obviously, of course, I love making records, but after Hesitation Cuts, it's just been kind of difficult for me to kind of get excited about it because like I was like, oh, the quality of the music doesn't really matter, you know. Like I'm like, okay, this is the best I can do, and the needle did this, and then remained right where it was, and I was like, fuck, all right, well then I don't know what I can do. So it really significantly de-incentivized me to make records, you know. So here I am, I'm about to start on this new 2023, this big thing, And I was like, fuck. So at least the podcast is making it exciting because I get to tell stories and I get to, yes, of course. And I will, yeah, I know you're a boomer, Summer, Eric. I know. Actually, is your thought only to make it available via Patreon? No, I am. Yes, it's going to be everywhere, Bobcat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it. So I'm going to get all the episodes to my Patreon people, you know, probably a couple months before it gets released. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to release an episode a month because I'm doing 12 episodes. So it's a year's worth of content. So I think I'm going to release an episode a month, but I'm going to put the whole thing out via my Patreon. But again, I think I might also change the way I do my Patreon, you know. So all of this stuff is just changing, you know. Like I'm really spending some time kind of like just kind of, you know, like I just have to contemplate and kind of figure it out. And you know, I probably can
I probably can play "Run Up the Hill" by Kate Bush, but I won't because I'm Mike TV. I'm in the band called Get Set Go. I only play my own stuff. I've got literally 500 songs that I currently play of my own original compositions. I have 20 albums in stores. My music's been heard across the planet on television shows and so I don't really play other people's stuff because I look at them, they're colleagues, like that would be like me chipping, like I'm not gonna go do, if I was a comedian I wouldn't go do George Carlin stand up, I just do my own, and same kind of thing. So but the great thing is AFMAO 326 Isa. Is that there are a ton of people here on Twitch that do covers, and so I'm 100% certain you can find somebody that can do that for you. Okay, that was me. I love you guys. Thank you. This was a lot of fun, and like I said, so I will keep you apprised. Like I'll let you know as things are developing and like what's going on. Sure, do run up the hill, not running up that hill. Have hills will run. Have hills will run. Thank you, May. Thank you. Christy, and Christy Kites. Not Christy Kites. Christy Cates. God, man, Christy Kite was my sister. Was my sister Alethea, one of Alethea's very super close friends in high school. And for some reason, every single time I think Christy Kite's name kicks in. I'm like, that's been happening. Like that's happened like 3 or 4 times. So if you want, follow Christy Cates, KristiKates, Christy Cates, and she'll play that song. She actually covers that song. So there you go. So I love you guys. This is Friday. Have an awesome weekend. I can't believe it's already weekend. And I'll see you on Monday. And thank you everybody. And yeah, be safe. And I will see you all very soon. Hey, Stella! Yes, Stella. Thank you, Paper Cat.
Like
thank you, man.
Peanut. Hazelnut.
I love you guys.
Cashew nut. Macadamia nut. That was the one that was sent her into going crazy. She said, "You stop naming nuts." Pine nut. Pistachio nut. Red pistachio nut. Natural, all natural, white pistachio nut.
Yes. Catch you later. Love you guys.